Welcome you all. I am Sandeep Panduranga. In this session, we are going to discuss the most of the students are thinking this is a very toughest. But if we know the basic foundation or basic knowledge and depth information relating to the blood relation, if the students has the depth knowledge relating to the blood relation problem, we can solve the problem in a more flexible way. But before going to concept start, we should go with the introduction or basic. So before going to start that, what are the things we have to consider under the blood relation? We are going to consider father, mother, sister, uncle, aunt, maternal uncle, paternal uncle, maternal aunt, then siblings, cousin, nephew, niece, father-in-law, mother-in-law, sister-in-law, brother-in-law. So many relations are there in the blood relation problem. But we have to go with the one by one. Then how we are going to identify. Okay. First, in a blood relation problem, we should know the generation gap between the person. Okay, let's discuss one by one. We know this, how we are going to arrange the family tree with the help of a blood relation. Okay, let's go one by one. First, I move for the grandfather. How we are going to draw the grandfather relates to family tree. You just imagine in a blood relation, before going to start, in a blood relation, generally the male are to be treated as plus sign and female as to be treated as minus. Look at the first, grandfather. Grandfather related, how we are going to draw the family tree. You just imagine X as you, whether it is a male or whether it is a female. You don't know. But look at here. Then you are here. What next? Your father. First I go with the father. And your father has a father. Your father has a father. That father is considered as a grandfather to you. Understanding? Grandfather, X as you, then you have the father and your father has a father. That father is considered as a grandfather to you. Next, again X as you and you have mother. Okay, then your mother has a father. Then what we will call? Again your mother father also we are considering the grandfather. Understanding the concept of grandfather? Grandfather is father also, is mother fathers also. Okay, but one thing we have to identify here, generation gap between you and your father and your grandfather. Okay, here this is the one generation and this is the one generation, and you and your father has one generation and you and your grandfather has a two generation. Here also you and your mother has one generation and you your mother fathers also two generation. Is it clear? Suppose the question they are asking, mother's father, what it mean that? Mother's father also grandfather. Father's father again also grandfather. This is very important. That is the reason I am going with the depth information. Next, look at that. Next, grandmother. Again, you just imagine X as you. And you have father. Okay. And your father has a mother. Your father has a mother. Then what she becomes to you? She becomes to the grandmother to you. Understanding? Grandmother to you. X as you and you have father and your father has a mother and that mother is going to considered as a grandmother. Understanding? Next, mother side information. X as you, again mother you have your mother, and your mother has a mother. Again, your mother's mother also considered as a grandmother. Then generation gap between you and your grandmother, here 1, here 2. Here also 1, here also 2. Understanding? Then the terminologies related to the grandmother. What are the terminologies? Mother's mother. What it means? Mother's mother means grandmother. Father's mother means grandmother. Is it clear? Yeah. Next, go with the grandchild. What it means that grandchild? Again, you just, X as you. Then you have father. Then your father has a father and also mother. Okay. Then you are considered as a grandchild to your grandfather and grandmother. Understanding? Who is grandchild? You are the grandchild to your grandfather or grandmother. Or in other way, your father's father. It is nothing but grandfather. Your father's mother is grandmother. That grandfather and that grandmother, from their side, you are considered as a grandchild. And here also, from the mother's side, okay, again father and mother. Okay, again father and mother, you are to be as grandchild. Understanding? Grandfather, grandmother. What are the generation gaps? It is nothing but how many generation gaps? We have 2. Okay, father's father, grandfather. Father's mother, grandmother. Mother's father, grandfather. Mother's mother, grandmother. And then from the grandfather's child, you considered as a grandchild. Okay. Next, move for the uncle. In the uncle, we have to consider as a 2 types in blood relation. One is paternal uncle, another one is maternal uncle. What do you mean by the paternal uncle? Then what do you mean by the maternal uncle? Paternal uncle, here in a uncle, we have 2 types. One is from the paternal, another one is maternal. Paternal comes and maternal comes. Where paternal comes and where maternal comes? Paternal comes in the side of father. Maternal comes from the relation side of the mother. Is it clear? Just go with the example. Again, X as you, and you have your father. Okay. Then your father has a brother. Your father has a brother. Then father's brother becomes a paternal uncle to you. Understanding? Paternal uncle to you. Is it clear? Is it clear? X as you have the father, and your father has a brother. That brother becomes a paternal uncle to you. Understanding? Next, X as you, and you have the mother, and your mother has a brother. Your mother has a brother. That brother is considered as a what? That is maternal uncle. Understanding? In an uncle we have the 2 types. One is paternal uncle, second one is maternal uncle. Paternal uncle from this and maternal uncle from this. And one more thing we have to concentrate, generation gap between you and your uncle. Between you and your uncle, here only a 1 generation gap. Here also only a one generation gap. Understanding? From to your uncle you have one generation. Okay. Next, go with the aunt. How we are going to represent? Again, aunt also we have to go with one is paternal, another one is maternal. What do you mean by paternal aunt and what do you mean by maternal aunt? Again, X as you have your father, okay. Your father has a sister. Your father has a sister. That sister becomes a paternal aunt. Okay, paternal aunt to you. Is it clear? Again, X as your mother, and your mother has a sister. Your mother has a sister. Then that sister becomes to what? Here maternal aunt. Maternal aunt. Father's sister becomes paternal aunt. Mother's sister maternal aunt. Understanding? Then the generation gap between the mother's sister. Mother's sister means maternal aunt. Maternal aunt to you, here the one generation gap. Is it clear? Aunt also paternal and maternal. Paternal comes father, maternal comes from the mother's side. Okay. Next, go with the nephew. What do you mean by nephew? Simple. X as you have your father, and your father has a brother, okay, and your father has a sister, okay. Then X is considered as a male. Then you have to consider as a male. Then you are the becomes nephew to the your father's sister, your father's brother. Is it clear? Nephew means you guys. When we are considered nephew, you have the father, and that father has a brother, and that father has a sister. From the brother, from the sister, you just considered, okay, from the father's brother side, you are considered as a nephew. Nephew is considered as this format. Understanding? Is it clear? Once again, X as you, okay, X again male, and you have the mother, and your mother has a brother. Your mother has a brother and also sister. Again, from this side also, okay, from this side they are treated like, means your father's sister, your father's brother, your mother's sister and your mother brother, they are treated as nephew. They are treated as nephew. Is it understanding how they are treated? Your father's brother and your father's sister in a blood relation as nephew. Understanding? And your mother's brother and mother's sister, how they are going to treat you? That is nephew. Is it clear? When only a male. When you are the male, then they are considered as nephew. Niece. What do you mean by niece? Look at here. X as female. Then again two constraint. Father, okay, X father, again here minus, sorry, this is not father, this is mother, okay. From your mother has a brother, from mother has a sister. I'll write here, father has sister, your father has brother. Okay. Then how they are treated? It is nothing but your father's brother and your father's sister, they are going to treat it as niece to you. And here also your mother's sister and your mother's brother also, they are going to treat as a niece. But if they are going to treat as niece, you should become the female. You should become the female. Then the generation gap, here also one generation gap between the your paternal uncle, maternal uncle, or paternal aunt or maternal aunt from the side, from other side. It is nothing but your father's brother side also the generation gap is 1. Next, cousin. How they are going to consider as cousin? Go with this best example. X as you and you have the father and mother. Okay. Understanding? Your mother has a brother and your father has a sister. You can sister or brother, you can take it as here brother or sister, you can take it as. Okay. Then sister's brother has a Y as a daughter and brother sister as Z as a son. Understanding? Then Y is considered as a cousin to you and Z is considered as a cousin to you. How? X as you and you have the father and mother. One side I am going with the mother side information. It means your mother has a brother or sister. That brother or sister has a one son. That son became the cousin to you. Next, your father has a brother or sister. That brother or sister has a daughter. That is Y. Then Y also became to the cousin to you. Here the generation gap between you and your cousin are 0. It is nothing but you are the same generation with your cousins. Okay. Next,